Hello and welcome back YouTube. Today we are back again with one of the most reliable passenger sedan in the market, and it's the new Toyota Camry Limited. Be sure to check out the entire video as we take it out on the road and give you a full Camry driving experience. Let's talk a little bit about the history. Camry has been there since 1970s, and since then it's one of the most highly preferred mid-size sedans for many of us. Yes, for the past 6 or 7 years, people have started to compare it with the mid-sized sedan out there like Honda Accord and Hyundai Sonata. But one thing which they can't compare is the reliability. It's still one of the most reliable passenger sedans out there in the market. By the way, this particular model is from Kuwait, and apparently there are 8 different trims available for the new Camry. Yes, 8 different trims. The highest being the SE Sport with a 3.5 liters of V6 engine, and the lowest being LE with 2.5 liters petrol engine. Now the question strikes, is it a good car for you? And honestly, it is. It's a great mid-sized sedan that offers nimble handling, a comfortable ride, and probably the fact of being rated very high for its superior combination of cargo and passenger space, high safety and reliability ratings, and other positive reviews from automotive journalists. And now the second question, should I buy a new or a used Camry? Well, to that my answer would be, if you do not care about more powerful engine, improved fuel economy, better handling, and most certainly the standard safety features, then go ahead and buy any model older than 2018. However, if you like the redesigned shape which it received in 2018 and care about fuel economy and safety features, buy the 2018 model, since they are quite cheaper as compared to the new ones. Today we are going to go through every details of this car and figure out if it's still the best and most reliable mid-sized family sedan out there in the market. Alright guys, we are looking at the 8th generation of the Camry, and like I said, we are looking at the number 1 seller for the past 15 years. Up front, you get the LED headlight design, you have the LED daytime running lights with LED turn signals. Now one thing to note is that you get a totally different front fascia in this limited trim as compared to the standard versions. You get the nice dark grey metallic finish grille which looks similar to Avalon. You have LED fog lamps here, and on the sides you have the parking sensors. You get some space for air intake and the Toyota badging at the center. Focusing inside, you can see the horn. Please mind the sticker on the bonnet since it's a brand new car and still haven't been sold. The trim which we are reviewing is in the color graphite metallic. Alright guys, coming to the side, you'll notice that Toyota has further reduced the height and fattened the width for better performance and interior space. You get 18-inch alloy wheels, whereas the lower versions come with 17-inch, which actually gives better CO2 emissions. I mean, if you're staying somewhere in Europe or America, you could easily save up some tax by downgrading it to the 17-inch alloy wheels. Then you have the body-colored power mirrors with turn indicators. However, you don't get blind spot assistance, which is on the downside of this car. Anyways, at the bottom you get chrome stripes extended to the rear. It has the keyless chrome door handles which can be unlocked like this and can be locked by simply touching here. The rear door also has the chrome handle but without keyless entry. 18-inch alloy wheels at the back and the fuel lid which can only be opened from inside. Moving to the rear side, you get nice and wide rear end, which adds up some more visual appeal to the car. Closing up, you get rear LED tail lights with turn indicators which is stretched to the body sides. Now that's a pretty standard Camry look. Below that, you get only 2 parking sensors. Although it doesn't affect much, but I think they should have given at least 4 parking sensors in this limited trim. Further down, we get bumper extensions with exhaust pipes and reflectors on each side. On the right hand side, you have the limited and a V6 badging, Camry and Toyota badging at the center, and on top you have the high mount stop lights. Now of course you can open the trunk manually, but you get an automatic function in this trim. Check this out. You just press a button and it automatically opens up. Nice and smooth. Closing in, you have a ton of storage space inside. To be exact, you get 15 cubic feet or approximately 430 liters of storage space. You have some latch on the edges, just in case you want to tie up the luggage to avoid rolling. Then you get a standard car toolkit nicely placed inside the cover. And on raising that, you get 20-inch spare wheel. Now the trunk can be opened automatically, but you don't get any closing buttons, so you need to close that manually. Let's go ahead and open the rear door. I like what's going on in here. It's very clean, very simple, dark materials all over. On the top, you have the soft leather paddings and a linear brushed aluminium line nicely placed with the door latch. Then you have the soft leather armrest with automatic window controls. Below that, you get one speaker and some storage space. Inside, you get nice dark grey leather seats which can accommodate up to 3 passengers. You get 2 child seat mountings on both sides, which is a family-friendly thing about this new Camry. And on the middle, you have the pretty standard soft leather armrest with 2 cup holders. The seat material is really good on touching, and of course you get 3 headrests. Coming to the center, you have 2 AC vents and 2 USB power sockets, which is a new thing you'll see in the 2020 version. The rear seating is quite comfortable as you get ample amount of legroom here, although if you're above 6'2", you might wish for a little more headroom. Moving up, you get the cabin lights with 2 separate buttons for each side. And on the door side, you get the hard plastic grab handle. Alright guys, let's go ahead and check the driver's side door. Of course, you get keyless entry and the same styling, plain and simple. Soft touch leather on the top, brushed aluminium finish line with the door latch. Down below, you get mirror controls, lock unlock and all auto window switches. Then you have the armrest, some storage space and a speaker. Closing up to the seats, you get 4-way power adjustable seat with lumbar support. Nicely stitched leather seats, and you get a little bit of disappointment here, and I don't know the reason behind these dummy switches. It's high time that the Toyota should start working on switch placement issues. Down here, we have the hood opening latch. Inside, you get premium leather steering wheel with nice brushed aluminium finish at the low end. On the right hand side, you get cruise and media control switches. Over here, you have automatic wiper lever and push start button. At the center, you get Toyota and SRS badging. On the left, you have phone, voice command, volume and instrument cluster settings. And over here, you get the auto light control lever and a manual steering adjustment below, which is a big disappointment, especially if you're paying a little extra to buy a limited trim. Moving on to the instrument cluster, you get a very neat and tons of information display system. On the left, you have the RPM and the engine heat gauge. Then comes the 4.2-inch TFT display and then the speed and fuel gauge. Coming back to the display, you get a bunch of information like information alert, fuel economy chart for better understanding consumption rate. Then you have the drive assist safety options, audio status, parking assist which can be activated or deactivated from here. Once again, you have the parking assist and the option for rear sunshade. Let me quickly show you how the sunshade option works. By pressing the option, the sunshade automatically retracts down. And on the cluster settings, you get other customizable options that you can change as per your preference. Alright guys, moving to the dashboard, all around you see is the soft touch premium leather with a classic finish. Now coming to the center, this model has a 7-inch multi-information display system, whereas in lower models you get only 4.2 inches. However, on the downside, this trim doesn't have navigation, which might be some production specific issues. But don't worry, if you're looking for top trims in your country, you'll be getting navigation with it. There's nothing extraordinary notable features over here, just some standard Toyota infotainment features. However, the good thing is that you do get an app suite and a USB mirror link connection. The second best thing is the detailed trip information display stats, which could really be useful in your daily drive. Above that, you get two AC vents and a hazard light, which are neatly placed on the dashboard. Down below, you get dual zone climate control, fan speed controller, and window defroster controls. Much needed information down below, you get USB, aux cable, a 12-volt power supply, and a wireless charging pad. Further down, you get the leathered shift knob that control 8-speed automatic transmission. Just on the sides, we have two cup holders. Then you get three driving modes, Eco, Normal, and Sport, which we'll check while driving. The brake hold button, and the parking switch, which can be activated or deactivated with a push or a pull. Further, you get soft leather armrests, which can be opened to access storage space. However, you don't get any charging sockets or points inside. Above the door, you get plastic grab handles. Then the driver's sun visor with mirror and lights. And the same configuration can be found on the passenger side. At the center, you have the front cabin light control switches. And then the standard sunroof switches for the automatic sunroof control. Looks pretty nice, can be very useful in a winter morning. Now the thing which I complain about is that this is a limited trim, and since the interior is made with very dark materials, Toyota should have given the panoramic sunroof just, to receive ample amount of lights inside. However, you need to close the sunshade manually. You get a full framed auto dimming rear view mirrors. Now these things can be game changing. I think with a reliable engine, Toyota should also put some more focus on adding a little more luxury on the interior side. Alright guys, driving the new 2020 Toyota Camry Limited. The good news is that you get a very sustainable drive in this car, which doesn't make you feel driving something new. Somehow Toyota has been successful in restoring the Camry experience to the newer versions. The drive is pretty smooth and it handles very well in the corners, and it's a pretty quiet inside environment. However, if you'll accelerate very hard, then you would be able to hear some of the engine noise. Now Toyota claims to have noise-free technology inside, which is up to some extent true, but you start to feel a little engine exertion when you bring it to the higher RPMs. As for the powertrain, this model is equipped with 3.5 liters of V6 naturally aspirated engine, which produces a max horsepower of 298 and a max torque of 36.3 Newton meters. On touching the pedal to the ground, you definitely gotta feel insane pickup as compared to the 2.5 variant, all thanks to the immediate power surge and a CVT transmission technology, and you can expect the same feature more or less in Honda Accord as well. However, not so in the Hyundai Sonata, and it doesn't come with a CVT transmission, rather it has a traditional transmission. Now let's talk about the USB or power situation down the central console. I think it's too much driver focused, as the front passenger could really have a hard time accessing them as you drive through the highway. Maybe Toyota could do something about this central console layout in the future versions. Visibility is absolutely fantastic, and on driving it for more than a couple of minutes, you'll realize why it has been one of the best-selling sedans in the market for a long time. Alright guys, summing it up, coming to my conclusion, the 2020 Camry should be at the top of your shopping list. And the reason being is that it boasts a substantial standard feature list, a good amount of cabin space, excellent fuel economy, and a compliant ride. Its agile handling and strong engine are added bonus. Still, there are other worthwhile choices in the mid-size car class. Alright folks, that's all for today. Let us know in the comment section about your thoughts on the new 2020 Toyota Camry. Like the video if you feel it was informative, and subscribe to our channel to never miss any car review videos. We'll see you in the next week with a new car. Until then, stay safe and stay updated.